Hello everyone, myself CA Mahesh Lahoti, founder of Kriagni AI, where we provide intelligence as a service to small and medium enterprises. So this is our case study where we have successfully captured 84 crore rupees pipeline in less than 24 hours. Yes, in less than 24 hours, an opportunity of 84 CR. Tanmay Bhatt said social media gives a symmetric return, but I think now AI can give 10x asymmetric return for any kind of intelligence. So that is our motto. That is our the whole purpose, so that we can help our clients to capture the opportunities which they couldn't find, or they were hidden into some frameworks or some kind of regulation. So this is the first report, and why I am considering this as our first report, because the case study which we are considering is a cyber security market. Cyber security laws are probably one of the most toughest to understand, to implement, and vendor gets so much confused into those regulations. Rather than focusing on business, he gets into all these regulations and all those stuffs. So the time which he has to spend on gathering the clients, he spent it on some other things. So we will be step into that, and we will try to help our client with our intelligence, with proper AI systems, and how AI can really enhance the revenue pipelines of your client as well. So let's start the discussion, guys. So this is the case study which we had carried out for our potential client. So the client is a cyber security vendor. What we tried to provide him, the CFO has asked us what are the opportunities which are present into the EU market, as they are already into the Indian market itself. So they wanted to enter into the EU market, and what kind of opportunities, what kind of actions they need to take before jumping into these EU opportunities. So we tried to build a complete pipeline. We tried to build a complete scenarios, not just simple numbers or chat GPT report, but an actual ready to take action report, based on which a CFO or a CXO can instantly take an action and they can move forward. So let's get into the report. So this is the EY cybersecurity report. So what are the opportunities in 2026 and 27? So this is the complete market analysis. Let's jump into it. First, our report will have a top-up decision. What a CFO, CXO, or a higher level authority has to take an instant decision. He has to take an instant decision based on which, based on that report, he or she can proceed with the call which they have to take. So this is the first executive summary. So what they are saying is regulatory driven transformation and geopolitical escalation. It's creating a peak procurement window. Regulations and geopolitical escalations, two important things which can impact a cybersecurity vendor's decision. And let's see what kind of drivers and catalyst. We are not just saying these are the opportunities, यही आपके opportunities है, but why? Each and every point, each and every sentence which we will mention in the report will have a why always. Why? Not just a simple generic chat GPT reports, but an actual why, based on which a user can take an instant decision. So we are trying to cover the four different catalysts which are going to impact the next regulations, which are going to impact the companies, and which can create an opportunity to the cyber security vendors. So it has captured all these changes which are going to happen, like DORA compliances, Cyber Resilience Act, the geopolitical conflict, also the conflict which is currently going on, we have captured that as well. So what are the priority sector which you need to focus on, not just a simple report, but what you should cater. So financial services, the regulations are directly going to impact the financial sector on a priority basis. energy and utility, healthcare, telecom, and government. So the end user can instantly understand where she has to put his money, where they have to instantly capture the market. So this is the first executive summary where we try to capture an overall macro scenario what clients needs to do. So the revenue opportunity is showing here is quarter 2 26 to Q4 27. So now as you can see here, we have completely mentioned how the framework is going to change, how it's going to impact the companies, and how it will create an opportunity to those vendors. So here we have covered the complete regulatory landscape. What are the changes which are going to happen here? So as I said earlier, why we are considering a cybersecurity? You must be seeing all these new phrases, new numbers, new concepts, but I just wanted to make you understand if AI can analyze all such complex frameworks, then definitely it can be really helpful in all other domains. That's why I have taken directly the end report, like the cyber security frameworks. So let's get back to the point. So it is creating 10 of thousands of organization, it will be impacted. And as you can see the comparison, what are the regulations, NIS2, DORA, CRA, and what is their status, how many entities will be affected, not just what the regulation will be, when it was implemented, what kind of regulations is going to impact what kind of industry. And now the best part, it has impacting the industry, but what kind of requirements it's going to generate. Framework has been created, compliances has to be done by companies, but what a vendor has to look after, what kind of requirements which are going to happen due to this thing. So it has mentioned all the products, all these complete products are cyber security related products. So don't, just bear with me, you don't have to go into the depth of these what these products are. I'm just trying to correlate. This will apply to almost every industry. Product will change, regulations will change, that's it, nothing else. AI will be the same, system will be the same, and the output will almost be the same itself, and an opportunity to your end client. So it has mentioned what kind of products a vendor can drive his procurement through. So these are the three types of products under three regulations our AI system has mentioned. And of course, why, if they do not comply, if the companies do not comply with this regulation, what will happen, it has covered that as well. So what kind of penalties it has to provide, it has mentioned that. So this was the regulatory landscape. The third point, the geopolitical escalation. As you are aware, lot of different kind of things are going on currently to the world, and of course then again it also creates some kind of opportunities to some kind of companies. So here it has mentioned like regarding Iran conflict, VPN vulnerabilities, and it is triggering an urgent shift towards the ZTNA network. ZTNA is also a product into the cyber security. You don't have to go completely into that, what is the product, just try to understand what scenario is creating what kind of opportunities. So not just the escalation, but what has caused the escalation, we have covered that as well, like 149 activists, target sectors, impact and threat actors. So what kind of security response to be given to all these attacks. So it has mentioned again the products which will be a response to all such kind of attacks. So our client strategic alignment for this report. So it will be like three different products again, which is applicable when such kind of escalation arises. So this is the second point. Third point, the market revolution, market evolution, how market is evolving into the cybersecurity market. So we have mentioned the market drivers as well, technology preferences as well. You can go through these points: permanent hybrid work, VDI as a control point, zero trust mainstream, each and everything related to that domain, related to that compliances. It will not, that as I said earlier, We will not just state the fact, we will also state why. Because current answers are just final answers, you just cannot decide based on such kind of answers. You must have a why. If you are taking a decision which will cost you a lot, you cannot trust AI. That's why you need a AI systems which will audit the answer, which will audit the sources, everything, and then come to a conclusion. So let's move further. So what kind of domains which are going to impact due to all these compliances? It has mentioned all this thing like 22,000 entities. I'm sorry. As you can see, procurement window, what kind of value proposition to be provided by the client. We will tell client as well कि कहाँ पर आपका product बैठ सकता है. So selection criteria by the entities also, we are mentioning that point as well कि what points needs to be covered by a vendor so that the vendor should be eligible for all these things. And now the next critical infrastructure, again the next requirement which is causing due to such regulations. So energy and utilities, healthcare. First it has covered the finance, now energy and utilities, healthcare. We will cover the domains to which all these regulations will apply. And of course, now the one of the best part of this report, competitive analysis, like what are my competitors doing, how I am efficient compared to my competitors. It is very important. So as we have mentioned here, 5 different vendors are competing with our client. What is their market position, what are their weaknesses as well. So vendor, our own client can target to all these regulations where our client is performing better, so that they can instantly capture what a end user want. So it has mentioned all this positioning of all these competitors here. As you can see, leading VDI provider, enterprise standard. It will cover all the elements which needs to be considered before coming to a conclusion. It will not just give a shallow output, complete end-to-end solution, so that client will have a direct ready to action report. And the next, the competitive advantage, here we have mentioned the competitive, what is the value proposition of the client compared to other market. So it has mentioned the 5 platforms. Now the procurement intelligence, what a clients need to do. It will not just give you a report, but what kind of actions are required to be taken by client. That is what I feel is one of the most important part of any kind of solutions, any kind of consulting solution we are providing to the client. Not just the report, but what kind of further action he or she needs to take. So it has mentioned properly quarter on quarter here. Reports will be dynamic based on what kind of domains which we are considering, what kind of problems which we are solving. That's how the report will change. But in the end, the solution will definitely help out our client. So it has properly mentioned in which quarter what things needs to be done here. And further 2027 outlook. Considering all these scenarios, it has created an opportunity of around 10 million to 30 million. So just imagine, regulation changed, it has impacted the organization, mapped the products of the client, and created a pipeline itself. How a change in regulation, understanding the framework changes, who are going to get impacted, and what kind of revenue or pipeline we can create for our client. So this is what it's happening here, and it's happening with the help of AI. So it has mentioned also the sales tactics as well in this report, ki how you need to convince your end client. Like if you are going to pitch to some finance firms, to some kind of firms where these regulations will be applied, you can pitch this way itself. So final conclusion is also very important, not just simple report. So it is mentioning like once in a decade opportunity for all these cyber security vendors, as urgency is real, regulatory arbitrage, competitive advantage, timing is critical. So that's how we try to capture a revenue pipeline for our potential client. I think you have seen the name now, but so it's fine. This reports is already in the public. So this is a case study to understand, to make you realize how better AI systems can really impact our client's business and can add on a revenue to your pipeline as well. So this is what it is. We will cover up for different kind of domains where intelligence will be applied and will provide a best solution to the client as well. So this was about the report. So now why us? Why? What is the difference between people will come to us compared to all other consulting firms? Like other members are also doing the same things, but why we should come to us? So we are of course 10x faster. As I have said, less than 24 hours will be turnaround time, and if we compare it with traditional consulting, it goes around 1 to 2 weeks. We are 10x better as well, almost 85% of accuracy in each and every output. So that's kind of a big claim which we are doing from our side. It is almost nearby an industry benchmark. We are trying our best to improvise AI systems again and again so that clients get the best output. And as I said earlier, AI is a probability machine. We cannot expect 100% truthfulness from that system, but what we can do is we can minimize these hallucinations, these wrongdoings, and perform at its best. So we are 10x better, and we are of course 10x cheaper as well. Each such assignment which is like providing a pipeline of around 80-84 cr, like they can easily charge, this consulting firm charge around 50k to 1 lakh. So compared to what they are generating, it is very minimal. But when a client will come to us, we will be again 10x cheaper. So that's how our pricing will be. So as of now, we are giving three different packages, and the prices are currently 50% off till 5th of April. So what we are going to mention is there are three packages: starter, growth, and enterprises, where we will provide you two customized report in the starter package and eight predefined reports, which will be costing around 19,999 per report. And as you can see, for growth as well. And the third is enterprise. And if someone wants to have customized solutions for their one, of course they can connect with us, but we are going to implement these customized solutions after few months. Currently we will be focusing on current dynamics which can help the end client to generate more revenue pipelines, and a complete intelligence solutions which will be benefit and which will be win-win situation for both of us. So this is what our aim, and that's how we are trying to implement AI solutions into different organizations. And apart from that, I put about how AI is going to impact finance as a whole into our group as well. So this is it. And of course, as you have understood what's happening, so you must be confused, or you must be trying to understand who will be our ICPs, like whom we are going to sell. That's also very important. We just don't need the intelligence, we also need to understand to whom this intelligence important. As I earlier said, जिसके लिए टाइम ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है उसके लिए ये सर्विस अवेलेबल है. So I try to map you guys for an initial understanding to whom you should focus on, who will be your ideal customer profile, because income tax, GST, like 50 lakhs 1 CR, these clients won't pay you a single penny. They don't care. So as I said earlier, our ICP will be completely different. We have to understand whom we are going to target. If you have 100 clients, you have to analyze which 20 clients are going to understand the impact and they can avail the service. So as I have mentioned here, you ICPs can be different based on the report also, but I try to map you guys कि आप कहाँ कहाँ पे instantly target out कर सकते हो. So these are ICPs which we are going to target, like manufacturing companies जिनका size है 50 to 500 CR, export, NBFCs, family offices, venture capitals, technology, pharma, logistic. And first they are trying to say कि five important ICPs which you can target: manufacturing, export, financial services, family offices, and VC part. So that's it, guys. We will be covering more case studies further as well, but by far now you must have understood ki what kind of asymmetric returns will be given by AI. And as we will move forward, we will understand कहाँ कहाँ पर ये सिस्टम और इम्पैक्टफुल हो सकता है and how we can improvise our CA practice, and apart from that try to create a better revenue for ourselves as well. Normal chat GPT, Claude are just basic answer machines. They are not capable when a high precision domain comes. That's why we need AI systems which can generate a ready to take action consulting reports for our end user, not just some kind of answers. Thank you so much, and have a great day. Thank you.